2-3 puzzle worksheet. So again, here we see that it says subtract, but on this we have a phrase. So again, put it up here, wherever you've got room, where we've said it a lot. Don't subtract. Did you say it? The other part is, part you say, add the opposite. So that's what we're doing on this whole puzzle worksheet. When you zoom into number 1, whether they're fractions, mixed numbers, or decimals, that's what you're going to see. So as it focuses on in here, since they're fractions, once you see subtraction, we say add the opposite. Add the opposite of a positive 9/4 is a negative. Now we're going to look, do we have a common denominator? Whew, good. Then put in our answer. 4. I like the thinking. The common denominator stays common, but I like the thinking across the top of 12. That's not right. I like the thinking across the top with negative 12, but that's not right. Which one has more, the positives or the negatives? Which one's got the larger absolute value? In this case, again, do you have more money with positive 3? Or do you owe me more money with the negative 9? You owe me more money. How much more do you owe me after you pay $3 on your debt? You still owe me 6. And the negative 6/4, you can look all you want over here for the answers. We will not find that because that needs to be in simplest form. 4 goes into 6 once. Carry that negative out in front of the 1. 1 times 4, so 6 minus 4, I'm left with 2. Negative 1 and 2/4. Again, you can look for that answer over here, but we will not find it, for it is not in simplest form. So make sure, again, you simplify it. And when you're doing this puzzle worksheet, first get your answer in simplest form, and then from there, then go looking for the puzzle, the answer. Number 1 is a negative 1 1/2. It's the letter E, so up here, anywhere with a box that has the number 1 in it, put the letter E in it. Remember the 2 rules of a puzzle worksheet. Rule number 1, once you know the answer, where does a salad dressing get a good night's rest of sleep? Shh. Rule number 1, don't shout it out. Rule number 2, you still have to show me all the work to get those answers. That's the point, because now you know what the answer is. Down here, let's jump down to number 7 fast. Decimals. Remember from our instructions, it says write fractions in simplest form. On number 7, it does not start with a fraction, so do not make it a fraction. Just switch it to adding the opposite. Adding, always moving forward, the opposite of a positive 3 2/10 is a negative 3 2/10, or negative 3.2. Now you ask yourself, are they both positive? Bummer, can't add them. Are they both negative? Sweet, add them together. 7 is 7.0 or 7 point. So line up those decimal places and add them up. Feel free to add that 0. Again, remember, positive or negative, that's what we're trying to remember today first before you start go looking. Since you borrowed money and borrowed money, since you added 2 negatives, you're going to have a negative because you still owe me money. So on 7, got that letter O, cross that off. We're not going to use that again. Up here, find a box, any box with 7, put the letter O on it. Oh, I know it, Mr. Wells, now. Shh. You still need to show your work. So, again, we've got fractions, we've got mixed numbers, we've got decimals, all these different examples here. Again, make sure when we look at these, like number 4, we have to build a common denominator, or number 5. So number 5, let's jump to that one, adding the opposite. Cross our fingers. Are they both positive? Nope. Bummer. Are they both negative? Sweet. Then add them together. In order to add them, we need to have a common denominator. You can make it anything you want, but if you want to make it 18, 24, all these numbers work. 30, but I'm going to look at this smaller number. Can I take 3 times something to make 6? Great. So I'm going to take that times 2. Notice again, this here is enough work for me, because now I can add my fractions, 5/6. I can add my whole numbers, negative 2 and a negative 4 to give me negative 6 5/6. Pretty sure that's right. So I'll box it on up. I'll go looking for it. Got it right there. So again on number 5, anywhere you see a 5, put in that letter U. And again, whether you start with fractions or mixed numbers, if it starts as a fraction, make sure it ends as a fraction in simplest form. When you have decimals, like we had down here, just make it a decimal. On the back, very fast. Notice it says find the distance between the two numbers on a number line. No number line provided, so just find the distance. If you need to make that note again, that means we're going to subtract them. So let's subtract on number 14. To get a positive answer, take the largest minus the smallest, or when you're done, just make sure you take the absolute value. Absolute value is always positive. It's the distance from 0, the same thing. Distance is always positive. So, taking the largest number, 8 4/10, minus a negative 6 1/10. Writing it on out. Oh, there's subtraction. We have a phrase, don't subtract. Did you say add the opposite? I paused for you. There it is. Switch it to adding. The opposite of a negative 6.1, a negative 6 1/10 is a positive. Cross your fingers. Are they both positive? Sweet. Add them up. When you add or subtract, stack those decimals. Make sure you bring them straight on down. Careful. When you start looking for 14.1, you're not going to see that. These are the little quick mistakes we're trying to watch out for. 4 plus 1 gives us a 5. So 14 and a half. 14.5 we're looking for. There it is, that letter D. So again, on number 14, go ahead and put the letter D, and that's what we're looking at. You must answer the riddle. You must show the work. You must switch them to adding the opposite. That's what I'm looking for. It's not just 20 points to get this answer. This is worth a few points. All the work is worth most points.